Hi there, today I'm going to show you how to make a quick and easy holiday card. We're going to start with Whisper White cardstock. We're going to use a stamp set called Sweet Essentials. We're going to stamp that in cherry cobbler ink. My stamp is already on the block. I'm going to make sure it's not upside down. You're just going to tap, tap, and I'm going to put it at the top left corner. You want to make sure you have room for the ornaments on the right. We're going to use a stamp set called Christmas Collectibles, which has a coordinating punch. We're going to stamp one of the ornaments in baked brown sugar. Tap, tap on your ink pad. Press firmly on your cardstock. We're going to stamp another ornament in old olive. There's a coordinating ornament punch that goes with that stamp set. If you buy it as a bundle, you save 15%. You're going to use your punch upside down. Slide the paper in from the top, center it in the opening, and punch that out. We're going to layer a strip of designer series paper across the bottom of the cardstock. The paper is called Season of Style, and there's 12 different patterns that come in the pack. We're going to use this nice zigzag pattern here. Apply adhesive on the back and layer it directly to the bottom. All of the colors that I used to stamp the greeting and the ornaments came from the designer series paper. There's chocolate chip, old olive, crumb cake, cherry cobbler, and baked brown sugar. We're going to use early espresso stitched grosgrain ribbon. The color that's in the paper is chocolate chip, but I can get by with early espresso, and I like the little white stitching that goes through the ribbon. So we're going to add the ribbon in 2 pieces. Put your adhesive all around the back. And I'm going to lay the ribbon across the card and tuck it around and press it into the adhesive. And I want to be careful not to press this into the paper because I've got adhesive on the back. So I'm just going to set that aside for just a minute. The best way to add the linen thread to the back of the ornaments is with your glue dot. So just press the top of the ornament to your glue dot. Press the linen thread into the glue dot. And then you're going to use a dimensional to make sure that linen thread doesn't pull loose. And I'm going to add one just right over, actually I'm going to add them here. And I'm going to take a skinny dimensional to cover up that glue dot right there. So you can use the edge of your dimensionals here and snip those. And that'll fit perfectly right at the top. And that'll just make sure that linen thread doesn't come loose. So I'm going to place the ornament a little bit lower, but I'm paying attention to that linen thread so I don't overlap the greeting here. So I think right about, actually I'm going to scoot that up a smidgen just so it goes on top of that ribbon and press that down. So we'll do the same thing for the olive ornament. The second ornament is going to go a little bit higher up on the card. So what I'm going to do is hold the card up, make sure my thread is forming a straight line, turn that over, and add a little tape to the back. So again, make sure your linen thread is giving you a straight line. Fold that over. I already have adhesive around the edge of the cardstock, so it'll stick in there until I can place the tape on top. So now we're going to layer this to the front of the card. And I have a piece of Crumb Cake cardstock. We're just going to center this right on the front. So we're going to tie a soft knot with the ribbon. We're going to put some glue dots right underneath that knot and lift that up. Now this is where you can kind of play with it. You can have your ribbon go this way, but I think I'm going to angle it this way. If you find that your ribbon's a little bit on the floppy side, you can tuck a glue dot underneath the ribbon right there to keep that a little more stable. So just lift that up and tuck under a glue dot. Now we can add some rhinestones to give it a little bit of sparkle. I'm going to use the medium size and just place it right in the center. And then I'm also going to add a tiny rhinestone right above the eye. And I'm using my pokey tool. That allows me to get under the adhesive on this sheet so the rhinestone will stick to the card. And we've also decorated the inside to match. This is stamped in cherry cobbler. It's also popped up on dimensionals. The linen thread is glued to the back. I've already stamped my greeting in Old Olive on scrap Whisper White cardstock. It comes from a stamp set called More Merry Messages. We're going to add dimensionals to the back, and we're going to place it right about here. So this is a pretty quick and easy card to make for the holidays. What's nice is the designer series paper is cut 2 inches by 5 1/4, so you can get 12 strips from each 12 by 12 sheet of designer series paper. I'll show you some other cards that I made using the same idea. This one is layered onto Old Olive cardstock, and I used cherry cobbler seam binding. This one is layered onto chocolate chip cardstock, and I added the cherry cobbler seam binding along with the Old Olive 1/8 inch taffeta ribbon. This one is layered onto baked brown sugar, again with the cherry cobbler ribbon, this time just tied in a simple knot. And the last one is layered onto cherry cobbler cardstock, and it has a little extra rhinestones for the cherry cobbler ornament here, and the ribbon is tied into a bow with the Old Olive taffeta ribbon. I hope you enjoyed this project today, using a simple layout to mass produce your holiday cards. Lots of different patterns in that designer series paper, and you have options with your ribbon and base cardstock as well. For more ideas, you can find me at KeenanCreations.com. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.